First, before we start, I want to thank our sponsors of Valid, Core, and IDEMIA. Thank you. Without you guys, this cannot be possible. I want to also thank the list of speakers that they will be presenting today. I'm getting feedback. I want to thank them for all the information that you will be providing today. We have a great agenda today. If you look, we are going to be speaking about the power of eSIM, what have happened. I think the eSIM story has been great in the last 4 years. That will be done by Core. Then from there, we were going to be talking about the revolution, which is everything that is being evolved about eSIM by IDEMIA and Microsoft. And then our friends from Valid will be talking about how things have been evolved. It's also a revolution, but it's also an evolution. My name is Carlos Bosch. I am the head of North America for GSMA, and welcome to this. Now, if we look at eSIM in the last 4 years, like I said before, the amount of devices, the adoption by countries, what is happening, it has been great. It has quadrupled, which is excellent for what we have seen before. Now, one thing that we said 2 years ago in GSMA, and actually I was in a panel with Valid, when I said that, 5G will be a catalyst for eSIM. And now that we're seeing Apple and we're seeing all these companies launching 5G devices, all these devices are becoming eSIM. Now, this is eSIM by the numbers. And we tend to talk mostly about smartphones, but also we should be talking about smartwatches, we should be talking about tablets. All that is exploding, is being adopted greatly, and here you will have a common denominator. Apple, Google, Samsung, they're all moving into eSIM, which is great. Now, if we look at the numbers and we start decomposing them, it is nice that we can see that we have now 69 devices, if we talk by OEM, that they are now looking and deploying eSIM. One thing that is very important, if you look at the iPhone 14, is pure eSIM. You no longer have a chip in that phone, and we think that is going to be the future going forward. Now, this is a map that GSMA has been updating for the last 6+ years, and the changes that you might notice there is you have South America. They are launching eSIM. The Bahamas, I know, you can barely see it, but it's there. The Bahamas launched eSIM, and they are part of the Caribbean basin. South Africa launched eSIM, showing the adoption is still continuing. The adoption is there. Now, some of you will point and say, where's China? Just to be clear, China has deployed eSIM, but the deployment of eSIM with China is being mainly around wearables. I just nobody to think that China has not deployed. It's been actually with wearables, okay? Now, let's talk about North America. We are in the US, and we say, well, only 6%. Keep in mind, in the US, we have around 118, 120 operators. That's why that number only looks at 6%. But if we look at the number, it's actually, the clicker, stop. If we look at the number, the 3 largest operators in the US have launched eSIM, and I believe that we might have 4 and 5 coming soon online. This is something that is also a good story. Now, let's get started. Our first speaker is going to be Tushar Sachdev from Core. Tushar, welcome.